Hello everybody. Welcome back to Matteo's Corner. Got some more Injustice 2 today, and I thought today we'd talk about the roster in this game because there's a lot of characters, and it's a lot more different than the first Injustice game that was out on PS4 and PS3 and 360 and all that stuff. And this was actually the first of the Injustice games to have guest characters other than Warner Brothers stuff. This isn't the first to do non Warner Brothers themed characters, as that goes to Mortal Kombat's reboot on the PS3 and 360 in 2009, I think. I think it was 2009. Anyway, um, so we're gonna start from the very left here. First of all, Hellboy. And by the way, if you see my characters with their custom gear, sorry about that. I'll try to keep it like this so you can all kind of see it. Anyways, actually, yeah, this is fine. So, Hellboy. My God. It's like amazing. This is roster-wise, this is a 5 out of 5. Like, Hellboy is amazing. I'm so glad that they got him for this game because he fits so well with the other comic book heroes and villains because he did start out in a comic. Would have been interesting to see Hellboy play in a Mortal Kombat game because the Hellboy comics and stuff are known to be very violent and stuff like that. But the fact that they put him in this game alone is just freaking amazing. Um, I kind of feel the same way about SubZero. I think SubZero is a really cool character in this game. I am a huge Scorpion and SubZero fan, and from Mortal Kombat, and everybody knows this. And I think I mean, if they were gonna put a Mortal Kombat character in, it would either be Scorpion or Sub-Zero. So 5 out of 5 for Sub-Zero, and actually Sub-Zero does also get a 5, not just because I think he's a great character, but because they actually implemented him, in my opinion, a lot better than they implemented Scorpion. I liked Scorpion in Injustice 1, but he had some things about him that were kind of odd, and I didn't really like. So, yeah, the fact that Sub-Zero's in this game and his ending is amazing. If you have, I might talk about the endings later, but yeah, Sub-Zero's great. Love him in this game. 5 out of 5. Perfect. Awesome rep from Mortal Kombat. Swamp Thing. Uh, I actually really like Swamp Thing. I think he gets a 4 out of 5. I know a lot of people wanted um, Swamp Thing in this game. I'm not a huge fan of the character, but the fact that they put him in is really cool. I'm always up for new characters that aren't just rehashes of other characters. Plus, I think this was before they made the TV series. So I would have given him a lower number if it was because of the TV series being out. I would have been like, oh, they only put him in because of the TV series. But like Swamp Thing is a unique character. There's no other character like him. So I'm between a 4 and a 5 with Swamp Thing because again, I don't use him very well. I think he's a really cool character. I just don't use him all that much. But for those kind of people who play that kind of character, oof, he is brutal. I've been in multiverse events and everything where he's just slaughtered characters that I have. So yeah, perfect, awesome stuff. Oh, Cyborg, Cyborg. Okay, so here's what I think about Cyborg. I think he's a 3. I mean, they didn't really change his gameplay style from the first game. I mean, they gave him a couple different moves, but that's to be expected of a lot of characters. I mean, so okay, here's the thing. With a lot of these characters, I'm going to be very mixed on them being in the game. Not because I think they're bad characters, but just because I just don't know. They just either the gameplay had like Cyborg is a character where they literally didn't really change anything. And that could say that he's a really good character. But again, I don't really use him, as you can see with the level cap. And honestly, I don't know. He just seems kind of average. as a character. I like how he's in the game, though, because if you're going to have reps from the older games, I mean, you're going to have older reps. I mean, you have to. You can't just have Batman and Superman. You're going to have Batman and Superman and Harley and Green Lantern and the Flash and Wonder Woman, right? And Cyborg is one of those people. So I think if you were going to make a Justice League DC inspired game, of course you would put Cyborg in. Like, if you have a huge roster, Cyborg just makes a lot of sense. So he's like a 3. I feel the same about Catwoman. I feel like Catwoman is yet again, you're gonna have to have the character in. It's an average 3. I actually like Catwoman in this game, though. I don't think I used her a lot in the first game, but for some reason I actually do kind of like her in this game, except, again, it's like, I don't really use a lot of these characters, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but yeah, I think Catwoman's like a 2 or a 3. Like, they didn't have to put Catwoman into this game. I mean, I understand why they did, because again, you're gonna have to put characters in again. But yeah, Cyborg and Catwoman are like a 3, like a 2, like a 2 or a 3, probably like a 3. The Flash, they didn't really change much of his gameplay style, but I still really like the Flash. I feel like the Flash is really cool. I like his gameplay is really fast and frantic, and his combos are really fun. I really liked playing him in Injustice 1, and they really seemed to kind of iron him out in Injustice 2. That's why he's also going to get like a 3 or a 4. Or he might get a 4. I actually, like, Hellboy and SubZero get a 5. Swamp Thing gets a 4 because he's a new character and he's really cool, but he's not a character that I would usually play all the time. Cyborg and Catwoman are like a 2 or a 3 because they're just, they're just average. I mean, Catwoman plays... See, I haven't played Injustice 1 in so long that I don't really remember, but I do like the Flash. I also like how his alternate costume, I think... Oops. I think I have it. Yeah, his alternate is Reverse Flash, which I don't know why it's not showing up. The game keeps taking off my shaders as if I don't have them, which is really weird, but... yeah, if you look in the alternate costume section, he does have the Reverse Flash outfit, which is real, and it even like changes the dialogue and stuff. So yeah, for that reason, I think the Flash gets like a 4 because they really went above and beyond making him a different kind of character. And yeah, the Reverse Flash is just a carbon copy of the Flash, but it's really cool that they did that at all. Same thing with Green Lantern. Actually, Green Lantern gets a 4. I mean, Green Lantern already gets a 4. His alternate skins give him different lantern loadouts. I think that's freaking amazing. I also like the fact that his super move isn't just a carbon copy of his original super. Actually, all of the supers in this game aren't, I don't think, are carbon copies of the originals. But yeah, I like how they brought Green Lantern back. And in the story mode, oh, you know what? That's another thing I forgot to add, is the story mode aspect of them. Green Lantern has a really good character arc. He has an interesting character arc in the second game, because in the first game, if you recall, he was a yellow lantern and he was evil. And then in this game, like the Flash, they're both trying to become better people, and they're going back to being heroes, yet they're still struggling with things. And to me, these two characters have a really good like plot reason to be in the game as well as gameplay. I mean, they fixed Green Lantern a little bit too. They gave him some new moves and stuff. He gets a 4. Flash gets a 4. Story-wise, Swamp Thing is just there for a while, but he is a fun character. So, Harley. Okay, gameplay-wise, Harley is a lot better than the first game. She had some weird stuff in the first game that I didn't like. Although she has some things in this one that I also don't really like. She's like a 3. She's like a 2 or a 3. You know? Because, honestly, if you're going to have a game of DC fight games, of course you're going to have Harley Quinn. And she's going to play, decently. And also, this was around the time that the Suicide Squad movie came out. So, of course, they're going to put Harley and a whole bunch of other Suicide Squad characters into this game. I mean, that's just how it goes. So, yeah, I think Harley, again, average. It's like a 2 or a 3. It's very average. Batman. I'm going to be a little biased. I'm a fan of Batman in this game. He doesn't play very much differently from the first game, but man, he's still so fun to play. He's basically the Ryu and Ken or of this game, and he's super easy to pick up and figure out. He gets a 3. I love Batman as a character, but he gets a 3 in terms of he's gonna be in the game. Oh, oh, Red Hood. Yeah, I'm actually really happy that Red Hood's in this game. He gets a Actually, wait, let me think. Actually, Red Hood gets a 4 as well. He's like Swamp Thing, where I didn't use him at first, and then I just started playing as him recently again, and he's really fun. And his power, though, with the taser things, gets some getting used to, but it's not terrible. I do think that he's a really fun character. I'm glad they put him in the game. He was really requested, like Swamp Thing. Plus, now the whole Bat family's pretty much here. You've got a Robin. I mean, Batgirl was in the first game. Nightwing was in the other game. So now you have all the reps, somewhat. Yeah, he gets a 4. Superman's a 3. Just like Batman, he's going to be in the game, whether you like it or not. Plot reasons, I think when we play story mode, I'll talk more about the plot, but yeah, I like how, Superman has to be in the game, so. Okay. Yeah, here's a character that, now, granted, not all these characters are going to be 1s. There's no character that's going to be a 1. Like, they're all going to be about between a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Like, that's basically how it goes. Joker's really fun to play as in this game. They changed a lot of his moves. I think he does play a lot better than the first game. Like, everybody from the first game basically plays better than what they did. But my problem with the Joker is that he died in the first one. And yeah, I know they're doing the whole multiverse thing. But, I mean, see, that's the thing. I get why Joker's in the game. He gets a 3 because, of course, he's going to be in the game. It's Joker. You can't have a DC game without Joker. But you notice they didn't bring back Lex Luthor. They didn't bring back Deathstroke. They didn't bring back a lot of characters, but they brought back certain ones. And, of course, Joker had to be in the game because he's Joker. And 2, Suicide Squad was coming out. So, of course, they had to put him in the game. But, I mean, I like Joker. I think he's fun. It's just kind of weird, like, knowing plot-wise that he died in the first one, technically. And then the multiverse thing could, like, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm going to give him a 3. Atrocitus gets a 5. He is a 5. Atrocitus is one of the new characters that they put in this game, and he plays really well. I don't use Dexstar the cat all that much, but oh gosh, Atrocitus is just such a cool character. He is amazing. He has such good combos and stuff like that. He was one of the first characters I got to level 20 because I liked him so much. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for Atrocitus. Enough said on that one. All right, Gorilla Grodd. Grodd. See, okay, what's interesting about this game is that I'm also, not only am I going off of the gameplay style, I'm going off of, like, them as a character being in the game. Are they cool, right? And Grodd is a cool character because you don't get a lot of Flash villains in stuff. Like, we'll get to another one soon, but yeah, I mean, I think Grodd is cool to have. It's just, his gameplay's a little weird. This is a character I really do not play as often. I only really use him if I have to. I actually don't like playing as Grodd. He gets a 2. I mean, Cyborg and Catwoman, I could probably make it a 3 because, of course, you're like, okay, well, of course they're going to be in the game. Like Joker, but like you just know they're going to be in the game. But for new characters, it's a little different because you really don't know how they're going to go. And yeah, Grodd gets like a 2. He's the first 2 in the game because he's just, I mean, and it sucks because I like Grodd as a character. Like, he's a really cool villain, but I think just the fact that, his gameplay is just okay. And I don't like a lot of his, like, you really have to get certain abilities to make Grodd fun. And I don't know. I know there's fans out there that play Grodd, and that's so cool. I'm glad you guys can play Grodd and kick people's butt. But I am terrible at playing as this character. He gets a 2. I wish he was a little more fun on my end, but anyway. Cheetah. Cheetah, she's gonna get a 3. I don't use Cheetah all that much, and she kind of just reminds me of Catwoman, like, a lot. I mean, yeah, she has a lot more different moves, and she's more like feral, which is really cool. I actually do like Cheetah, though. Like, her being in the game is awesome. But playing as her, I can't really do. She gets a 3. I'm totally fine with that, though. Cheetah's awesome. Oh, Mr. Deadshot. Yes. Okay, so there are 2 people who play Deadshot. There are the people that use close range and long range, and then there's just the zoning spammers who stand in the back and all they do is throw bullets at people. Um, I don't know why they took out Deathstroke and they didn't put him back in, because I feel like he and Deadshot are completely different characters. Because Slade is more of a close range guy. However, I like how we have a zoning character. You always need one, and Deadshot's actually really cool. His gear is pretty cool as well. I'm actually a fan of Deadshot, so yeah, he gets a 3 as well. I mean, the other thing too is I know they did this because Suicide Squad was coming out and they put him in the game and they're like, oh well, you have to put a couple reps in. But I mean, Deadshot is a fun character, so that's why he gets a 3. Poison Ivy. I don't really play as her, but she's fun. This is a character that you normally wouldn't expect to be in a DC fighting game because you'd have Joker and Harley Quinn and other characters from Batman being in more than Poison Ivy. Heck, we saw that in Injustice 1. We had Bane, um, Joker, Harley Quinn, but we didn't have any other real Gotham villain. Oh, and Catwoman. So it's cool that they put Poison Ivy in. Just because then, you have the Gotham Sirens and you also have, you have everybody kind of there. You get another rep from Batman. However, gameplay wise, I mean, again, I haven't really played as Poison Ivy all that much, so I can't really say much on her gameplay, but from what I've seen and stuff, she looks pretty fun. Um, as new characters go, I feel like Poison Ivy is a much more interesting character than, like, say, Gorilla Grodd in terms of gameplay. So, yeah, I think she's gonna get a... Oof. Um, she's gonna get a 4, actually. I do really enjoy um her gameplay and stuff. I think if I played a little bit more as her, I'd really like playing as her. Ah, yes, Starfire, one of the DLC characters. I forgot to mention that Hellboy, SubZero, and Red Hood were DLC as well. Starfire is cool. I actually really like her gameplay. She gets a 5, actually. Like, surprisingly, she gets a 5. I didn't think I was gonna like playing as Starfire, and then I played as her, and yeah, I'm hooked. I really enjoy the character. That said, though, um, I do feel like I kind of want to see other Teen Titans now, because we had Raven in the last game. I really wanted to see how they would do Beast Boy, or like some other characters, but no, Starfire is great. I think she's really fun, and again, she's a character that I never really played as, and I picked her up, and I was like, oh my god, this character's cool. Kind of like when I played as Red Hood. So yeah, she gets a 5. Ah, the Atom. I'm not really excited about this character. When I heard that he was announced, I was just like, okay, so like, I was like, that's cool, I guess. I'm glad he's in the game, but and like technical standpoint, it's cool because you have like a big character and a small character, and his gameplay is really cool. Like, I really like the way they implement his big and small stuff, but Then there's other things like he uses these test tube vials that he breaks on the ground, and I don't know what they do. And again, if I don't know much about the Atom, so I can't really rate him properly. But I liked his ending, and I think he's a cool addition to the game. He's a character that people wouldn't expect. But he gets a 2 because I don't really know much about him. So, okay. Enchantress. So, I am a little biased on my feelings toward this character because the only reason why this character is in the game is because Suicide Squad was coming out. Or it was out. I don't remember if it was coming out or if it was out. And they wanted a rep that wasn't Harley Quinn and wasn't dead. So they put Deadshot in the game, which I liked though. I think again Deadshot's cool. Enchantress also gets a 2. I think her gameplay is interesting, and when you get some of her abilities, she becomes really crazy. But I have to give her a 2 just because of the implementation of, oh, well, this is coming out, put this character in. And I hate when they do that for games. When I go back to Mortal Kombat X, I'm going to talk about the characters in that one too. And you're going to hear that from a couple of characters because I am just fed up with when they do that. I know there's a reason for it because, it's marketing and stuff, but yeah, Enchantress gets a 2. I never play as her. As you can see, she's a 1. Never thought about picking that character up at all. So, it's whatever. Black Manta. Black Manta's a 4. I really... Actually, you know what? No, Black Manta gets a 5. I love playing as Black Manta. Again, didn't really play as him in the beginning because I was kind of done with Injustice when I got all the DLC, but Black Manta's amazing. He's so fun. He is so fun. He has some gimmicks here and there that are kind of weird, but he is really cool. I like him. I'm glad they added him in, even if though he was DLC. I feel like he should have been implemented into the main story, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. He gets a 5. And this was also before the Aquaman movie came out, so anybody that says, oh, they only put him in because the movies came out, remember, when this game came out, I don't even think we had the Justice League movie yet. We just got Wonder Woman, the movie. And we might have gotten No, Justice League wasn't even a thought yet, I don't think. Maybe it was. It's been so long. But anyways, yeah, Black Manta, amazing. 5 out of 5. Supergirl. I think she's a 3. I like how they put her in the game, and how, like Cheetah to Catwoman, she's like a different playable version of Superman. And she plays a lot differently. I really enjoy that. But I do have to say, her gameplay for me is not my thing. But as new characters go, you know what? No, I'm gonna give her a 3. I'm gonna give her a 3. I'm gonna give her a 3. Wait, I think I was giving her a 3 anyway. Anyway, I'm sorry, my brain's not working. It's late at night. It's like what, 12 o'clock? It's almost 11:30. I've had just pulled an 8-hour workday. She's gonna get a 3. I like Supergirl. I'm glad they put her in the game because that makes, another character to play as. But again, I just think that she's average. I mean, maybe if I played as her a bit more, she might get more. But they also gave Power Girl a costume. They gave her a costume of Power Girl that changes her dialogue and stuff. That's really cool. I actually play as Power Girl more than Supergirl. But still, I have a good time. Green Arrow gets a 3. I mean, he's gonna be in the game. And I like what they did with the plot. So, yeah, Green Arrow gets a 3. You just expect him. Ooh, Dr. Fate. Okay, Dr. Fate's actually going to get a 3 as well. I'm not a fan of his gameplay, but I do like how he's in the game. And he's a character that I think they implemented. He has a lot of different moves at his disposal, but when you compare his gameplay to Doctor Strange from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I would actually prefer Dr. Fate in terms of gameplay wise. So that's why, he's fine. I'm totally okay with Dr. Fate. Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's cool. He also gets a 3. I think they implemented his suit really well. Again, I don't really know much about the character. I think they could have done a little bit more with the character, but as characters go, he's freaking great. I like him. He might get a 4. You know what? No. I'm going to change a little bit. I actually think Blue Beetle's really cool. He gets a 3. Dr. Fate, I think, is going to get a 4 because I think, no, well, like, okay. Here's the thing with Dr. Fate and Blue Beetle. Dr. Fate was... These two characters are really big characters in DC. So it makes sense that they're in the game. However, implementation of powers-wise, Blue Beetle has a bit of more of an arsenal than Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is more like Deadshot, where you kind of have to know your limits. Except Dr. Fate has a little more variety, I think, than Deadshot. Yeah, no, I'll keep it as a 3. Because, again, you kind of expect these characters to be in nowadays. Okay. Firestorm. A 3. I mean, actually, no. Firestorm's like a 2. I know I got him to level 20, but that was because there was a multiverse event, and I just kept doing it over and over again. I was trying to get people to level 20. I don't really know much about Firestorm. I don't know much about DC a lot in general. And, yeah. Firestorm, the Atom. Like, some of these characters I really just don't know. I like that they're in the game, but I can't rate them properly because I don't really know how to play as them. Am I happy they're in? Yes. But yeah, he gets like a 2 because also his gameplay, I'm not a fan of his gameplay. It's just not my kind of thing. It's kind of like Blue Beetle. I think Blue Beetle's fun. He has some really cool combo stuff, but if I was to pick like what kind of characters I would play as, I wouldn't really play as them. Aquaman, he gets a 3. They gave him a couple new moves than the first game, which is awesome. I like how they actually changed his gameplay a little bit. But again, he's Aquaman. Like, I thought Aquaman was fun in the first game. He's fun in this game. I just have to relearn some of his combos. Ooh. Black Canary. Black Canary is going to get a 3. Not because I don't like the character, but because I can't, for the life of me, I can't play as her. There's so many combos that I just cannot do. And it bugs me because I really like the character. I am a fan of Black Canary. It's just that I can't play as the character. That's what happens in a lot of fighting games. You pick characters that you think are really, really cool, and then you find out that you cannot play as them. And the characters you're really good at playing as are the ones that you wouldn't think about playing as, like me and Red Hood. Like me and Atrocitus. I didn't think I was going to like Atrocitus, and then I loved his gameplay. Black Canary is a character where you really have to know what you're doing. She's more for advanced players, I think. As far as I remember her gameplay. So, yeah, that's why I rate her as a 3. But I do like how she's in the game. She's a character not a lot of people would pick for a DC fighting game. But now that they have a bigger roster, wonderful. I mean, I should give him a 3 because he's expected, but I'm going to give him a 4 because Darkseid's really fun. It's just, you have to know your space. Kind of like Dr. Fate. You know what? Dr. Fate's also going to get a 4. I actually really like Dr. Fate. Darkseid's fun. Again, though, you just have to know what you're doing. He's really cool, though. I'm glad they put him in this game. Okay, Wonder Woman. She gets a 3. I mean, what else did you expect? It's Wonder Woman. She's like Batman, Superman. She has to be in the games. Okay. Black Adam. This one's a little interesting because, for me at least, because Black Adam is technically the only Shazam rep left because Shazam died in the first game, for those of you who don't know. Sorry for spoilers, this is how it goes with these things. God, I mean, he's a 3. I mean, nowadays, Black Adam's a big villain. You kind of expect him to be in games now, especially after Injustice 1. I think he plays a little bit better than the first game. But yeah, he's a 3. Captain Cold. He gets a 4. I actually really like Captain Cold. Um, he's super fun to play as if you know what you're doing. You gotta kind of know your space though, but man, he was really fun. And I think, did it let me keep my Mr. Freeze costume? Yeah, there it is. They gave him a freaking Mr. Freeze costume, which is amazing. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Oh yeah, did I? Oh, I didn't get it. So Cheetah has one too. You can turn into Vixen, the superhero Vixen. Green Lantern has one where you can turn into John Stewart, so I'll let you see what that looks like. Oh, it took off my John Stewart costume. That's weird. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Anyway, Captain Cold gets a 4. Robin, Damian Wayne. He gets a 2. He gets a 2. He gets a 2. And it's not that I hate Robin, it's just that they could have given us Red Robin, which was Tim Drake, instead of Damian Wayne. I'm not a fan of Damian Wayne, um, especially in the Injustice universe. It's interesting, though, too, because you do get 2 versions of him in this game. You get one version of him where he has the tricky Robin versions of the Batarangs, and he has all these different moves. But then if you get a certain ability, you get Nightwing's staff, where you can play as Nightwing-ish. So for gameplay, I guess I got to get him well, now I got to give him a 3. Or even a 4, because you can change his game. I just don't like the character. That's the problem. Like, if it was a different Robin, I think I wouldn't be so biased, but because it's this version of Robin, I just don't like Damian Wayne. So I guess he'll get a 3, because, I mean, we were going to get some sort of, well, no, I guess he's like Cyborg. He would have had to have come back because of plot reasons. I mean, they didn't have to bring him back, but I want to give him a 2, but I guess I'll give him a 3, because his gameplay's actually really fun when you get that ability. Oh, he gets a 5. I love Scarecrow. His gameplay's not the best, but I just love that they put him in this game. And they got Robert Englund, the voice of Freddy Krueger, to be Scarecrow. Like, that's amazing. He gets a 5. I mean, hands down. He gets like a 4, a very high 4 or a 5. That's how it's gonna go. Mr. Bane. Bane. He gets like a 3. I mean, I like playing as Bane, but he's kind of like most of the other characters where, like, he was in the first game, and of course they put him back in. I mean, they didn't have to put him back in, but of course they did. Because he's really the only, other than Grodd and Atrocitus, those 3 were the only big, real heavy hitters that were like the big, burly guys. And he's mostly throws and stuff, so yeah. Yeah, I guess like a 3. Brainiac. Brainiac, I think he's gonna get a 4. I really like how they implemented the character. I like the voice actor that they got for him. I don't play as him very much, but I got him to level 20 way back when I first played this game. And when I jumped back into it to make these videos, I learned what characters I liked and didn't like. Brainiac's gonna get a 4. Okay, so please do not be mad at me giving Raiden a 2. Okay? Don't be mad. I think Raiden is a cool character. He's super fun in this game. He's amazing. However, they could have given this roster spot to another DC character like Etrigan or Constantine or even Detective Chimp. Like, if you look at a lot of the concept art for Injustice 2, there was a lot of characters. Crypto, even Crypto, the dog, Superman's dog, was thought of as a character. Etrigan actually was being worked on, if I recall. So they took out Etrigan and they put Raiden in. And gave him a Black Lightning. So they could have made Black Lightning the character. And then, look at, I swear to God. They could have made Black Lightning the character. And then made Raiden the alternate skin. I think if it was Black Lightning first, he would have gotten a 4. Because it's cool that they put Black Lightning in, Static Shock Black Lightning, whoever you want to call him. He's an amazing character in terms of like gameplay aspects and stuff. They should have given it to Black Lightning and made Raiden the alternate skin. But because they didn't, I'm giving him a 2. I mean, do you even need to ask? The Ninja Turtles. Oh, I don't have all 4. Oh, there he is. Oh, well, okay. The Ninja Turtles are all different characters. I only have 2, because I didn't get any weapons for Donatello or Raphael. But here's the thing. The Ninja Turtles, as characters, really fun. However, I now have to grade each turtle separately. So, to do that, I'm going to have to go... Let's see, hang on. I have to do this so I don't get confused. And you, the viewers, don't get confused as well. Here, we're going to do this. Oh, I do have weapons for them. Never mind. So, Leonardo, he gets a 4, actually. He has a lot of interesting attacks, and his special ability is that he can summon the other turtles to extend combos and do certain attacks. Tons of variety. He gets a 4. Amazing. Michelangelo. Michelangelo, he's going to get a 3. And the reason why... Actually, no, Mikey's going to get a 4. Because he's one of the harder characters to play as. But if you know what you're doing, your mix-ups are ridiculous. And he's not as good as Leo. Like, the Ninja Turtles overall get a 5 out of 5. Like, that's... Like, if you were to lump them all together. But in terms of which ones I play the most, Leo gets a 4. Mikey gets, like, a 3. Donatello, for attacks by themselves, Donatello gets, like, a freaking 4. Like, Donatello's great. His reach is really good. However, his ability is very limited. Like, what I mean by limited is you're either going to win the match or you're going to lose. Like, that's not the right way to put it. Okay. Donatello, you have to have a good matchup with Donnie. And you have to know your space. If you don't know your space, you're not going to do very well. It's not like Leo or Mikey or even Raph, where you can jump in and just do combos and be ridiculous. Donnie, you have to think like 3 steps ahead. And you got to lay down traps at certain points. But Donatello's great. He is an amazing character. He definitely gets like a 3. Mikey's gets a 3 only because he's a little hard to play as. But because he has really good mix-ups, Ooh, Raph gets a 2. And I hate saying that. But if you're going by gameplay, I don't like Raph. Raph is a really cool, fun character. But he's a little too close for me. And secondly, his attack power. Okay, this is the reason why he gets a 2. The attack powers, right? Leo's is you can summon all 4 turtles at the same time. Donatello's is you lay down traps. And traps, it sounds interesting, right? Like you can lay a trap down and bring people towards you or push them away or whatever. If you know how to use it correctly, Donnie can be a great character. Mikey's power is does it show on his back? No. Mikey's power is his skateboard. So he can do different attacks based on his skateboard, which again, work with the mix-ups thing. He gets a 3, right? Like a 4 or a 3, depending on how you look at it. Same with Donnie, 4 or 3. Leo's is a 4 just because you can use it at any time. Variety-wise, the mix-ups are great. It's easy to figure out. Raph, though, gets a 2 because his power relies on you doing a special move to build up a meter, and then you can use your special to do a combo but you can only really use the combo if you have meter burn. It's like, it's such an odd way to make a character, honestly. And I don't use Raph. Sadly, I tried playing as him. I couldn't do it. I would rather play as Donnie, Mikey, and Leo. I'd actually probably play as Donnie. Donnie and Mikey are the ones I play as the most, but, you know. Anyway, so, that being said, let me go back to the... Alright, so that being said, if we look at the roster, it's a pretty average roster, honestly. I mean, you got a lot of characters in the first game that return that, of course, you have to make a return. You got some really cool characters like Hellboy and the Ninja Turtles as guest characters. But then you also get really good like main characters like Atrocitus, Scarecrow. Brainiac was a cool addition. Deadshot's fun. Starfire, freaking fun as heck. Really like Starfire. Um, Dr. Fate was awesome. Black Manta's amazing. Red Hood was surprisingly really fun to play as. Same with Starfire. So yeah, overall I'd give this. If I was to quickly go over in my head all the scores here, yeah, this is like an average roster. That there's some really good characters in here, but most of the characters in this roster I'll play as once, get them to level 20, then never plays them again. But that's like most fighting games. But yeah, I definitely like most of the characters that were new. Like, of all the new characters, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, technically 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's 25 characters in this initial roster that are new, and the returning characters are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12. Okay, so as fighting game rosters go, if you're going to have a fighting game, you better have more new reps than classic reps. And even not counting the DLC, if you take 8 DLC characters off, you still have 17 new characters. Like, holy cow, Injustice 2, thank you. Thank you for having a varied roster in that regard. But yeah, I think the roster's great. I think Injustice 1 had a really iconic roster because it's characters you would expect. But Injustice 2 gave us characters that we're not used to, which is awesome. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Oops, don't know why I exited out there. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit the little bell icon. Tell me in the comments below who you think is the coolest character and which one you think is the lamest in terms of just gameplay or whatever, or who you weren't excited for. I always like talking to people about that stuff. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining me today. I will see you all in the next video. Y'all take care.